Yeah, welcome to Late Night with Bridget and Holly. I'm your host, Holly.
And I'm your host, Bridget.
And tonight we are going to be giving you guys sound advice. And what that means is we are going to try to help better your lives, help prepare your future, and things of that nature. So, on that note, Bridget, before I say on that note, Bridget, if y'all have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. Click the notification bell so you can be notified every Tuesday, every Friday with new amazing podcasts along with our bonus podcast. So, on that note, what advice do we have for our lovely people that we're going to share tonight?
I got a lot. I'm full of advice. That's all I'm full of. I'm full of shit too, but advice is but anyhow, I'm gonna say one of the first things, and this is something I've had to tell myself. Don't tone yourself down for anybody.
hmm
Be you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't water yourself down. Don't tone yourself down to please other people. If they don't like you for who you are, no matter what kind of person you are, then they're not your people. Let them go.
That's very good advice because I had to do that myself, learn to do that. You can't please everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody you come across is not, not going to be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And if you change yourself, you're losing yourself, is
Mm-hmm.
how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So be yourself because not everybody's going to like you. And you're going to
Right.
find people out there who are just like you, who you get along with amazingly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you never want to change yourself because when you do, you lose yourself.
Mm-hmm. I
You
agree.
lose yourself.
Yep.
One of the things that I'd like to say, because y'all, this is just advice just on general about anything and everything. But I will tell you one thing that I learned that I wish that I would have started doing when I was younger. And I know it's going to sound silly, but take your vitamins because vitamins are really, really important. And I didn't know that. I mean, I knew that, but I didn't take it that serious until now. And I mean that by like hair vitamins, vitamins for your skin, for your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, like your nails. Vitamins work and they help you so much
Mm-hmm.
and it improves your life. And I feel like it lengthens your life because
Mm-hmm.
not everybody eats vegetables like they should every day and eats the amount of serving of fruits and vegetables. Well, there's
Mm-hmm.
vitamins for that to keep your body running like pretty much like a well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
And you need that. So when I tell you, trust me, when you need to take your vitamins. If your parents, if you're young and you're watching this, your parents should say, "Here, take your Flintstone vitamin." Take your
Mm-hmm.
Flintstone vitamin. Get
Mm-hmm.
on a regimen of vitamins when you're young. If you're not on them now, get on them because it protects you against so much and helps you so much.
Well, it's funny you say that. I've been anemic my whole life, and anemia
Really,
is really bad for you. It's bad for your body. But they tell me, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. I've never done it. I've never done it. I just keep on trucking. But I think eventually it'll catch up with me.
you really should take care of it because I'm gonna tell you what. Um, I struggled with being anemic from ever since I started my cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I always had trouble with my iron.
Mm-hmm.
And after I had my hysterectomy,
Mm-hmm.
my hemoglobin stays at 15.3. When before it would be, now before I had my surgery, it had dropped all the way down to a 7.9, which is
Mm-hmm.
very dangerous because they like for a female's hemoglobin to be, I think, anywhere from 12 to 15 or whatever. And even my ferritin, which is the iron inside your body,
Mm-hmm.
the other source of iron, it will be like 3.1, 3.2, and it's supposed to be way higher than that. And
Mm-hmm.
ever since I had my hysterectomy, all that stopped. It's leveled out. Also too, when I was having trouble, I
Mm-hmm.
would take my iron vitamins that they would give me,
Oh yeah.
and when I would take them like I was supposed to, it was lifting and raising it, and I would feel better. But those things can be harsh on you when you're taking just solely an iron pill.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't take it with food. I didn't know that much about iron pills, and I'll never forget the one time I took it on an empty stomach and I projectile vomited.
Right.
Like it was so bad.
Mm.
So I do recommend definitely taking care of that because it will wear you out and run you down real quick.
Hmm. Okay, so this is off topic, but that pen that you're holding, is that a hot pink pen or is it red?
Yeah,
Girl, I'm a pen collector. I like that. You're going to have to send me where you got that from.
girl. They got them at Dollar General, Family Dollar. It's the big pens, but they're bold now. And look how pretty it writes. Y'all, this is my list for our next podcast, but I don't care. It's all right. Can you see how bright and bold it is?
Okay, so wait, tell me what brand this is.
Big. And it comes in you get can you see it? You get purple, pink,
But it says
blue.
big. What on there? It has a C.
It just says big I ain't got my glasses on. Hold on. Son of a bitch. It says fuck
Just
big
take me a picture of it and send it to me after the podcast.
big big crystal. Big crystal, but if they don't say bold, I don't know why I'm hollering, my ears clogged. But it won't say bold on the pen. It
You
I'll
mad, bro? You mad?
right, I'll send you a picture. I'll Google it when we get done, and I'll send you the thing. But they were like a couple of bucks. But this is all I write with now. But um you get purple, orange, the hot pink, like the kind of turquoise blue, which is my absolute favorite. It's in my pocketbook. And I can't remember what else you get, but you get
Okay,
about like
I'm gonna
five,
get
six
them.
colors.
I'm
I
a
love
pen
them.
collector. I love that
And
stuff.
girl, the money that me and you spend on markers and pens and the best writing pen ain't comes in like a 5, 6 pack for like $3.
How funny.
It's how we roll, y'all. It's
So
how we roll.
the other piece of advice I have is trust your instincts. Sometimes
Oh
we have a gut
yes.
feeling about people or about things and we'll like try to dismiss it. You know, trust your instincts.
Mm-hmm.
If your instincts tells you something's not right, if your instincts tells you to keep digging, if your instincts tell you that this or that person isn't good for you or doesn't have good intentions for you, trust your instincts.
Mm-hmm. And that goes with
Hmm.
everything, y'all. Even if you're taking a test or you're doing a trivia, like playing a game or something. Because me and Bridget forever, I'm like, always saying, dang it, I knew that. I knew that. But I didn't listen to my gut instinct and I went the other way.
Yeah.
Why I do that, I don't know. But that is one of the best pieces of advices that she can give y'all is to trust your instincts. Trust your
Hmm.
instincts. And y'all, just to let y'all know, because y'all know we always talk about anything and everything. We show our bloopers. We have hiccups on our podcast. Your girl over here was having a little bit of technical difficulties tonight, so I've got to ask Bridget about my uploading. Because it's on 54%. Usually I'm at like
It's
90.
slow. It's slow.
Yeah. And, we had to check in with each other because she's got really good internet. We got mediocre internet. And sometimes if I'm not uploading at top speed, we'll sit here for hours and hours and it won't upload. So I like to check in with her to see what we're going to do because she is our tech girl. Hands down. Um, Another good piece of advice that I would have to say is love yourself, embrace yourself, and I know that goes a little along the lines of, don't change yourself for anybody, but loving yourself is so important
Yeah.
because if you don't love yourself, you're going to be miserable. And God made us all different colors, different shapes, different sizes. I'm a natural red hair. Bridget has brown hair. We're all different,
Hmm.
and just love yourself because when you love yourself, you'll live a much much more happier life. I promise
I
you
think
will.
so too. Yeah, that's good advice. Real good
Yeah.
advice. So my other piece of advice is travel when you can. Travel when you
Ah.
can. I think that like this past year we started doing for the grandkids. We started doing instead of presents and toys. We started doing experiences.
Oh,
Like in
that's
other words,
awesome.
yeah, like in other words, giving them money, when they go on their skiing trip, giving them spending money, or giving them something like going to defy gravity and jumping in a thing, or going to Carowinds, a season pass to Carowinds, because those are
Oh,
memories, and you're making memories. And I think you make the best memories when you travel, when you kind of see the world, and when you take yourself outside your normal day to day routine. So
yeah.
travel when you can. Take the short, like even this past weekend, I really didn't want to go, but I told myself go, and we had the
And you
best
had an
weekend.
amazing time. You
Yeah.
had such a good time. And that's
Mm-hmm.
really good advice, too, because memories is something nobody can ever take from you. And I look at it in the way of you've got your materialistic things and
Mm-hmm.
you got your memories.
Yep.
Like you can buy anything under the sun and it's not gonna last forever. It can get stolen, it can break, it can just wear out. But
Mm-hmm.
your memories is stored. They're not going anywhere. I mean
Unless you get
like
Alzheimer's.
yeah. I can't say they ain't complete. I can't guarantee you they're not gonna go anywhere, but you get the gist. It's always good to have those memories to look back on because
Yeah.
life is so short. And you don't want to just sit around and not do anything. You want to be,
Mm-hmm.
in your 70s sitting on in that rocking chair on the porch with your husband or your best friend and say, remember that time when, we got drunk and rode on the back of a truck and stripped naked? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's a, that's a memory.
That's right. Torchy, we follow her on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this is her quote or whether she got it from somebody else, but it has stuck with me ever since she said it. You never know how special a moment is until it becomes a memory.
Oh,
Isn't
that is
that
a
something?
beautiful saying.
It is. Like you
That is a
never know.
beautiful
Like
saying.
like you might be living in a moment right now that in years from now, what you're doing is going to be an amazing memory.
Yeah, that we're gonna look back on and be like, "Oh my God, do you
Yeah.
remember when we did this and did that?"
Yep. You
That is
never
so
know how
true.
special a moment is till it becomes a memory. And that
Yeah,
has really stuck in my head.
that's a good one that's a good one to remember and to live by.
Yeah.
Um, Another piece of advice that I would have for somebody is start early with savings, and I don't mean so you can be a millionaire, be rich, and all this stuff, but I mean build yourself a nest egg, even if you can only put like $20 in it a week, $5 a week, $10 a week. Start young and build yourself a nest egg because this life will throw curveballs at you quicker than you change your undies.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, you never know what you're gonna come across. You could, be at home and have a leak in your roof, and if you got a nest egg, guess what? You can get it fixed. You might have, where you need new tires on your car. Go in your
Hmm.
nest egg and get it. But
Hmm.
then when you take that money, you just still keep building. And
Hmm.
then if you see you can put more, allot yourself like, be like, okay, I can afford to put $10 in a week from my paycheck a month. So
Hmm.
that's $40. Well, if you say you can put more in certain weeks, just be like, oh, well, this week I can throw 50 in there and
Hmm.
just let it build. Just let it sit there and sit there. Just act like that money's not there. And I
Hmm.
promise you, it will help you out in many, many, many rainy days that you unfortunately are going to come across in life.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to piggyback off that because I've got one wrote down here,
Uh huh.
and that is it's live within your means.
Yes, that's a
Live
good
within your
one.
means. Yeah, because right now we're in a day and age where social media and you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Everybody's always done that, trying to keep up with the Joneses, but that used to be your friends and neighbors.
I say
Now,
that saying all the time, Bridget. By the way, keeping up with the Joneses. Joneses. It's
yeah,
so funny to hear you say that. I just
that's
had to tell
funny
you that.
stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's true though. But now we're having to keep up with the people on social media as well, which means that opens the whole world of people we're trying to compete with. But my thing is, if you can afford something, get it. But if you can't, don't. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay that you don't, it's how many people in this world are just middle class. Now, I'm a firm believer that you have three tiers in each class. You have a low, middle, and high low class, a low, middle, and high middle class, and a low, middle, and high rich. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But my thing is, there are so many people in this world that are just middle, but the only reason they look like they're better than middle is because they're in so much fucking debt they're up to their eyebrows.
Exactly.
Don't put yourself in that situation because it's nothing but stress and worry. Live within your means. You see how much me and Mr. Ronnie travel? It's because we live within our means. We buy what we can afford, and that way
And
we
that way
have
you can
money
go
left
and stuff.
and we have money for savings.
Right.
I'm not trying to sit there and say we have so much money in savings that anything can happen and we'll be fine. But I'm saying like a normal car breakdown or needing some tires or, something goes wrong. We're like,
You
yeah, we
don't have
got
to
that.
worry.
We got that, the day to day stuff.
You can
And
sleep
if you
safe at
don't
night
have,
knowing that you got that
exactly.
listed.
And if you don't have that, it really is stressful.
It is, y'all. And I mean, I'm about to share something that, is personal, but it's okay. Because I'm older now and I learned from it. And I had to learn from it. But growing up when I was younger, I always had to turn to my mom when I needed money. And I'm talking about y'all when I was like 18. So, I moved out when I was 18 with my first husband. And there were times where I couldn't pay our car payment. About, Mama, can you loan me the money to pay for, our car payment and I'll pay you back?
Hmm. Hmm.
Or I don't have enough money for groceries. Can I borrow $50 to get us something until I get paid and I'll give it back? And I hated doing that. But my
Hmm.
mama, she always came to my rescue.
Hmm.
And even though I've been doing good, you know, for the last, God, probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years, she's been gone for, let's see, tomorrow, but well, it's the 22nd now, ain't it?
Hmm.
So today marks 7 years.
Hmm.
And, not that I needed her for that, but it still scared me because there was one time, well, two times in my life where I needed a car and she got me a car.
Hmm.
And it's like, who do I have now?
Hmm.
If I need a car, who would sign for me to get a car? Or if I
Hmm.
couldn't make my light bill payment, who would help me out and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to build yourself a nest egg. I'm not saying that your parents wouldn't help you by any means, but
Right.
you, eventually we're not going to have our parents.
Well, I'm going to share something with you since you went into that, and I know y'all we supposed to give you a lot of advice. We're going to get there. Okay, we got a
Well, we
lot
are
more
giving
things
them
to.
advice because we're sharing our experiences that we learned
Yeah.
from. So we're,
Right. But me and Ronnie had this conversation today, and it brought me to tears. And I said, I really hate. I was the same way in my 20s. Every time I got in trouble, it's daddy loaned me money. Or I would be honest with you. I mean, I'm gonna go even further and be honest with you. I know it'll make me look bad, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When I was in my 20s, we used to go to Carowinds, go to the beach, go here, go there, buy this, do this, and spend our money. And then when we needed to pay bills or the power bill, or that we didn't have it, so Daddy, loan me money for this, give me 20 or 30 for this, and it was constant. You know what I'm saying? Constant.
right.
When my dad passed away, I had run up a tab where I owed him like $7,500.
Uh
You
huh.
know what I'm saying, from buying
My
stuff
mama
and
kept a
loaning
tab on
money.
my ass too.
Yeah. So because he insisted that I pay him back. But anyhow, and I always did. I always paid him every week. I paid him something.
Me too.
But I told Ronnie today, I said, I just hate, like I told him because he was talking about missing his dad. He just lost his dad last month. And I said, but be grateful because I'm not going to expose my husband's past to the world. That's up to him to do.
That's his story.
But he was in a lot of trouble when he was younger. He was a very bad kid. He was a very bad boy in his teens and 20s.
I would have
Okay.
never pictured that with him. If y'all met this man in
Da,
person, you would be like, Bridget, you lying. Like,
da,
I'm telling you, it's insane.
da. You don't even know. You don't know the half. Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll share that with you, but um,
I'm the
man,
bestie. She has to share it with me.
you don't know how bad. But anyhow, I told him, I said, at least you got to an age where your daddy was able to live and see the man you had grown to be, the adult you had
Oh,
grown to
that's
be,
true.
and the lessons you had learned. I said, I lost my dad at an age that I was still an irresponsible kid. And he never got to enjoy me as an adult, to enjoy me
Oh,
going down there and
Bridget.
sitting and talking to him and being able just to enjoy his time. When he saw me coming, he knew that it was
It was gimme, gimme,
daddy.
gimme.
Daddy loaned me money. Daddy helped me out. Daddy, I need a favor. When he picked up the phone, he knew it was Daddy. I need you.
Well, now,
I
how old were you when your daddy died?
was I was gonna be 31. I was 30.
I don't know why I was thinking that like you were in like your mid 40s or late 40s when he passed away. I don't know why I didn't it didn't register
No.
that you were that young when he
Yeah.
had passed away. But Bridget, you got to know too. Like I want you to finish saying what you're going to say, but you also got to know you can't beat yourself up about that because he's watching you and he's proud of you of how successful you have became. He taught you
Mhm.
everything you knew, and you're
Yeah.
learning things on your own. So he sees how you've become a mature, independent, successful woman. You know, he sees that. He
I
sees that. I
hope.
promise you. I
I
promise you
hope,
he
but
does.
whether he sees it or not, he didn't get to enjoy me as that adult child who was independent.
But it's okay. He's enjoying it watching you because you know he's smiling every time.
Yeah, and I just wished I would have got to a place to where I could have paid him back. And as I told Ronnie today, I said I wish I could have got to a place that when I went out to eat, I could have said, "Dad, that's all right. I got you this time."
Let me take you
Or
out
when
to
we
eat.
went to Walmart and we bought some groceries on Thursday or whatever, that I could have said, "Daddy, I'll get those for you." I
Yeah,
never got to get to that place, and I could do that now. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I could take care of my dad now a little bit, but man,
I know how you
that's a hard
feel.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
know how you feel. I really,
and
really
that's
do.
my advice for you young adults is if your parents are at a position, and right now with this economy the way it is, your parents may be helping you out a lot still. And if they are, that's great. But strive to get to a place to where they can enjoy you as an adult and you're no
Yeah,
longer a burden or a responsibility. And that way, when they see you coming, they can know that, hey, my adult child's coming just to check on me or see how I am, not for a handout. Because
exactly.
you'll thank me later if you can get to that point because I wished I could have got there before my dad passed away. But that goes to within living among your means, keeping within a budget and having a little bit of savings. Only afford what you can get. So
If it
on
makes
that
you
note.
feel, if it makes you feel better, Bridget, I never got to pay my mama back either. So I think parents expect that though. They keep tally, and they say, "Oh, you're going to pay me back," but they know we're never really going to pay them, get to pay them back because there's so much that they've given us. You know, even though we
I
try
know.
and we try and we try and stuff like that, but
But I promise you if your mama was living today, you wouldn't have a tab with her.
no, I wouldn't because I mean, even like but like even though like we've had it good the last like I'd say 15 years, there were still occasions that she would help me, but it would be nice to like well, I'll give you a perfect example. My mama smoked Virginia Slims 120s and she got to where she couldn't work and she lived off my daddy's check and then a check that she got from I don't know about that stuff, whatever. I think from her not disability, but I guess just from Medicare or whatever or something. And so or pension check or something. But anyway, um sometimes she would like struggle just a little bit and it would feel good even though I know I shouldn't have, but she would need a carton of cigarettes and I'd go to the store and her carton of cigarettes were like $70.
Mm-hmm.
And true, I know smoking is bad, but is what she wanted. If she would have had the money, she would have went and got it. So it was nice that I could go spend $70 on a carton of cigarettes for
Mm-hmm.
her. Or if she wanted like she would say, I want a caramel frappe and a double cheeseburger with extra onions from McDonald's. Cause she loves thin burgers. She loves thin burgers. And she
Mm-hmm.
ate like a bird anyway. And I was like, okay. She was like, well, if you come by the house and get my bank card. I was like, Mama, I got you. I got you. And she would do that when she would need Alka-Seltzers or she would have me pick up stuff when I'd get off work and run by the grocery store for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll say, I'll give you the money when you get here. And I'm like, no, Mama, you're good. So even though there's sometimes I couldn't physically pay her back, I was able to do those things and,
Right. See, I
and
never
stuff
even
like
got to
that.
that point. I never even got to that point. I wished I would have, but I didn't.
Oh, um, Whose turn is it?
Yeah, I don't
we
know.
were
You go ahead.
we
You
were
go
on
ahead.
a good one. I got another one. That I think is very important. When you get into a relationship, never rush it. Don't rush a relationship. Take the time out. Get to know the person that you're with. You know, you don't want to end up being stuck in a marriage that you wish you wouldn't have done. Um, you want to find out everything and anything about your partner,
Mhm.
and you want to meet their family. You want to be in each other's life and know any. You want to know them inside and out. So
Mhm.
don't rush. A lot of people rush too fast to get into relationships. And sometimes it works out for people. It
Right.
does. But then there's sometimes, I've seen so many people rush into a relationship and get married and, live together and they're like, oh my God, I can't stand living with this person. Their living habits are horrible and da 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 da. And you end up breaking it off. And that's,
Right.
6 months to a year that you've wasted of your life, and here you are going through a divorce.
That's
So
right.
just take time when you're dating. Don't rush it. Make sure you get to know the person that you're with and that it's somebody you truly want to be with. If you're looking for a relationship long term and you want to get married, have kids, make sure that's that person.
Exactly. That's a good advice. That's good advice. So
Yeah.
another piece of advice I have for y'all is be a real friend. Be a real
Hands
friend.
down, yes.
Yeah. Don't be one of those friends that I say your true friends are the one that protects your name when you're not in the room.
That's
Not
so
the ones
true.
that talk about you when you walk away. Those are not real
Hmm.
friends.
You need to brand that. Make that a Bridget saying.
What? Be a real friend?
Yeah, no, where you said
Oh.
what a real friend is
A real friend protects your name when you walk out of the room.
and not talks about you as however you need to brand that. You need to make
I need
that
to brand that.
yes and make it a
I don't know if
quote.
anybody said it before me. I'm sure I've heard it from somewhere.
I've never heard that until you said it, and that is like the best way to describe what a friendship should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely it is. Yeah. I think so. I say be a real friend. If you can't be a real friend, then poo poo on you.
Yeah, because I mean, y'all have heard in our previous podcast, me and Bridget's been burned so many times. And me and her, it took us a while for me and her to let each other in, but I'm so happy and so is she that we did it because it takes time to,
It
it's
took me
not that,
longer than it took you.
yeah, it's like, we don't, not that we thought each other was bad, but you got to get a
You
feel
don't
of that
know.
friendship. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
don't
don't know.
know. You just
Yeah.
like she knows anything and everything about me. Like I trust this woman with my life. Like she y'all and I'm not gonna say it because that's why she's my best friend. But she knows anything and everything about me. Like if I got a problem, I can go to her and 9 out of 10 times, out of habit, we say no, don't say anything. Knowing she
Oh,
knows and I
I
know.
will always say it.
Yeah, like we know that
But
it's
I
not
do
gonna
that
happen.
exactly. I do that, y'all, because my thing is there's some things I don't mind you saying, and there's some things I do. So I'm gonna reiterate what I don't want you to repeat, and I'm gonna say, now I'm
Yep,
gonna tell you again, do not say this because I don't want it later to be said. You go, oh, I didn't know you didn't want that talked about. I'm gonna make
exactly.
sure that I make that statement so you know. So then I can come back later and say, by God, I literally told you right when that conversation started, do not repeat this. Do
Yep.
not
Me and
repeat
her both
this.
are bad. We're bad for that. And I do it with Tammy. I do it with Heather, and I'm like, I don't say nothing. And they always say, now who am I gonna tell? And me and Bridget do that to each other. Now who are we gonna tell? But it's our safety blanket. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be as easy as, oh, Bridget, I found a roll of quarters on the side of the street today, but don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
It's just it's habit, but it's a protected shield for us,
Right.
and it's okay if you do that in a friendship.
Well, and this was another one, and I think we talked about this in another podcast because this was something my dad shared with me. That goes back to another piece of advice, and that is limit what you tell people because knowledge is power, and the more knowledge people have about you, the more power they have over you.
Yeah.
So be careful what you share and who you share it with.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's about all the sound advice I got. And you got anything else that you want to share?
Be kind and don't judge. You know, I tell people be
Yes.
kind and don't judge. Just be a good person, y'all. Just be a damn good person.
Don't be a
If
fucking asshole all the time.
Yeah, if you can't look in the mirror and be happy and proud of who you are, then reevaluate your life and do something different.
Because there's something wrong with you. Don't
Mm-hmm.
bring everybody down just because you got a problem. Take care of that problem. Then you
That's
can
right.
join in with everybody else and be happy. But y'all, we want to let y'all know we are working on 3 shows or series that we're trying to get dropped, which is Confessions. Wait a minute, not tell me. Confessions. Ask Bridget and Holly and settle the argument.
Mm-hmm.
Email us at bridgetandholly@gmail.com. We're trying to get up enough of stuff from you guys so we can get these series out and rolling. We're going to keep pounding and pounding until y'all fill up our email with some good shit, okay?
Yeah.
And also, too, we are on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, anywhere where you can get podcasts. You can listen to us on anything. If you are on a podcast station and you cannot find us, let us know. Bridget will make it happen. But y'all put in the
Mm-hmm.
comments. Y'all give us some advice y'all think that we could, live by and things like that. And let us know
Mm-hmm.
if y'all enjoy this because this might could be another little series that we could occasionally do. Because, honey, there's millions and millions pieces of advice that we could give y'all.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes. But on that note, y'all, we hope y'all have a good night and stay tuned for our next podcast. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.